Welcome to this 1500 point battle report for Dropzone Commander. Today we've got the Scourge going against the UCM and we're in a RAF control tower, so what an awesome place to play a game. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just turn the camera off and I'm going to take you through my army, and then I'll pass you over to my opponent and they'll do the same. Okay then, here we go. This is the army that I'm going to be using today, and first of all I'm going to take you through the command unit. So what we have here is we have an intruder beta with minder swarms, and I've got 2 intruder betas and 4 units of minder swarms each. And here we have the command unit, which is the desolator, and next to it, this is also in the command unit, we have the annihilator, which is the mortar unit for the Scourge. And over here, next battle group, here we have the warriors, and they're all rocking down in their APCs there, and they're going to be flying in on this dropship here. And over here we have the heavy dropship for the Scourge, and that's going to be rocking 3 anti-tank tanks and 3 anti-air tanks and another 3, so sorry, yeah, 6 anti-tank tanks. And over here we're moving over to the Harbingers. This is another battle group here, and I've got 1 unit of stalker tanks, which are the anti-tank tanks, and also I've got the Ravagers, which are the anti-air variants of the same type of walker. So I'm going to pass you over to my opponent now, and they're going to talk you through their army, and then we're going to get this game going. Can't wait, it's going to be awesome.
Hi guys, this is UCM Force, 1500 points. So we start off with the Kodiak, with a Condor with missiles and a captain in charge. Onto my Raven A with Praetorian Guard into it. Onto my next infantry unit, which is a couple of bears, 6 legionnaires and another Condor unit. Moving on to the tank units, we've got 2 Condors and 6 Rapiers, and then you'll notice 3 unpainted figures there. Didn't have the chance to do them, so you've got the Condor dropships with 2 lots of sabres, and then onto an Archangel interceptor group. Should be fun. Alright, hello guys, turn 1, rolling for initiative.
Okay, let's go.
And
roll again.
Roll.
Oh man, we're going to be here all night.
epic, here we go, 4th time lucky. No, 5th.
Right, you're cool. Okay, so my first activation, because even though my opponent did win the initiative, they passed the initiative to me. So what I've done is I've moved on my heavy dropship, and as you can see, I've moved all 9 of the tanks. There's 6 anti-tank variants and there's 3 anti-air variants, and they've moved on the table. So I'm going to pass the turn over to my opponent now.
First move in, 2 Condor dropships with the Sabiers and Rapiers deployed. Move on my...
Okay, so this is my second activation for the first turn. And what I've done is I've moved my command unit on, so there's the command unit there, and I've also moved on the intruders, which have got the minder swarms on. There's 1 there, and there's 1 over here as well. And also as part of that battle group, we've got the annihilator there, and it's just hiding behind that building, deploying its plasma, ready to start bombarding the enemy there. So let's see how the UCM respond to that.
Second activation, and we got 2 Condor dropships coming up the street, and they've dropped, as you can see, a unit of sabres and a unit of rapiers. Okay,
just before we start turn 3 for the Scourge, I just want to pan round. We're playing in this aircraft control tower, and it is awesome here, it really is. But anyway, back to Dropzone. Okay, so this is what happened this turn, is as you can see, I've got my dropship here, loaded up with my infantry units, and they've piled in, moving towards these 3 objectives, which is what we're playing for today, and it's over to the UCM's turn. Let's see what they do.
Activation 3 for the UCM, and we've got a Condor ready to drop its bears to enter this building here for the objective.
Okay, then we're back to the 4th activation for the Scourge, and this is my final activation. And what I've done here is I've brought on this Harbinger, which is on the flank here, and also I've got my other Harbinger over here, and that's also on the flank as well. I've moved them up their full movement, so they can't drop this turn sadly, but they're set up to drop their payload of nasty gribblies next turn.
And here we go again. So our Raven A light dropships with the Praetorians in, they've just moved up behind the building in preparation to fast rope into an objective building next turn. And the final activation was bringing on our Condor with missiles and the Kodiak. Just in case you're wondering what happened to the Interceptors rolled a 5 and a 4, so they wouldn't appear this turn. So we're now into turn 2.
Right.
Here we go, gents, round 2. Let's see who wins the initiative.
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
And UCM have won the initiative, so that means the UCM will be going first. Here we go, Interceptors roll. Let's see if they appear this turn, and the answer is yes.
Yeah, nice.
Here we go, UCM turn 1. As you can see, we've dropped the bears out the dropship, and the infantry legionnaires are now in the lobby of the building. Over to the Scourge for their first activation.
Okay, it's the first activation for the Scourge on turn 2, and what I've done is I've moved up my dropship, which has put down the APC there, and we've got 3 units of warriors that have jumped into this building, and they're going to start searching for the objective next turn. And then the dropship, as you can see, is moved over to here, dropped another APC, and we've got another 3 units of Scourge infantry that are going to be going for that objective over there. So that's all for this turn. Let's see what transpires.
Okay, for turn 2 of the UCM, a second activation, 2 Condors moved up, the Rapiers and the Sabres moved up and took shots. One was at the dropship, which was there. 2
Dead.
Yeah, two hits, and then enough points to kill it outright.
So you got a 5, so that's a double hit.
And a 6. So onto the tanks, and managed to kill 1. Hit 2, but only managed to kill 1. And the Minder Swarm,
yep,
we managed to kill that one as well. So first blood to the UCM.
Okay, so it's the second activation of turn 2 of the game, and what I've done here is I've moved up my heavy dropship and also its payload of tanks which it dropped last turn, and it's taken some shots into the battle group over here, and I've thinned it down. I've taken 2 of the tanks out, which are over here. So unfortunately I was out of range to use my heavy dropship and try and have another shot with it, but next turn I'm closing in on the UCM, and it's looking like quite a strong game at the moment, so let's see what happens.
Okay, third activation, the Condors have moved from to there, the Rapiers and the Sabres are now there. They've taken a pot shot over there and killed 1 tank and damaged 1 flyy beastie. Here's the dead.
Okay, so it's the second turn, it's the third activation for the Scourge, and what I've done is I've brought my Harbinger battle group over, and it's dropped its payload of AA walkers here, and on the other side of the board got a similar thing going on, but the dropship got hit last turn, so what I've done is I've moved it in for a bit more cover, and I've dropped the anti-tank walkers over there, so that's the end of my turn. So let's see what happens.
And hit the Harbinger there, put an extra 2 points of damage on it. It's only got 1 left, and then flew off the board.
Interceptor action.
There we go.
Okay, so this is the final activation of turn 2 for the Scourge, and what I've done is I've moved up my command vehicle there, and also I had a shot with the Annihilator over there, who shot over here, but he didn't actually kill anything. However, the command unit itself fired in and killed one of the AA, which is over there in the dead pool now. And also I moved up my Minder Swarms a bit, because they're acting as a scout role for the Annihilator there. And that's it. So we're going to go to the UCM activations until the end of turn 2, and the Scourge will be back in turn 3.
Okay, for the UCM last activation, the Raven light transports are there, the Praetorians have dropped into the top of that building, and the Kodiak, which is here, uses its orbital strike to inflict 2 points of damage onto the Desolator. And that's the end of turn 2.
Ready?
Yeah. Turn 3, initiative roll, here we go.
Yeah,
and Scourge wins, so they will be taking first activation.
Okay, so I won the initiative for turn 3, and what I did is I rolled with this group of warriors here, and I didn't manage to be successful in my search. However, in this building over here, as you can see, I rolled a 6. So what happened is the warrior horde jumped into their APC, and their APC is there now with the objective, and they're hightailing it towards my board edge right now. So let's see how this transpires.
Okay, so the first armoured battle group, the Sabres and the Rapiers have moved to there. They took a shot at the Desolator that was there, and also at the 3 anti-armour walkers there. So the Desolator is now dead.
Okay, so this is my next activation for the Scourge, still in turn 3 at the moment. And what I've done is I've moved my Harbinger around here, and I've got my AA walkers there, and they've blown up these 2 ravens here, so making the Praetorians so they're going to have to walk off because they can't use their transports anymore. And also I've moved these guys up a bit, but they're not within range because I was going to try and shoot this battle group over here, but I was out of range. And also I've hidden this damaged Harbinger behind here because I don't want to have it taken down yet, and hopefully it can poop a few bombs on some tanks, you never know. But let's go over to the UCM turn now.
Here we go, so another battle group moved. The 2 Condors from the armoured battle group moved to here. The UCM turned up into this formation, took a pot shot at the tanks and missed, but did manage to take out 3 swarms. They are the dead. Over to Scourge.
Okay, so it's my activation, and what I've done, this is the last activation for turn 3 for the Scourge, but it's been quite a successful one. What they've done is they've moved up the tanks and also the AA as well as their dropship, and the tanks took some shots into the AA that was there, and they killed one of them, and also the heavy dropship took another shot into the AA there, and as you can see over here, we've got the dead pool. We've got 2 of the AA tanks, and they're gone. So let's see if the UCM can get retribution next turn.
Okay, infantry battle group to go. Took a pot shot at the objective transporter and took it out and destroyed all the infantry. And we found the objective, so we've loaded them up. So one of the bears gone. We're now in the Condor, and we're trying to make our way off the board. So that was the end of UCM activation. Back to Scourge. Okay, Praetorians cleared out the building, destroying all the Scourge infantry. The Kodiak took a pot shot and took out one of the tanks that were threatening it. The Interceptor came across from here, took a shot at the big dropship, hit twice, failed to destroy it before being intercepted by the Scourge anti-air. And that is the end of turn 3. We're now moving into turn 4. Turn 4, initiative roll between UCM and Scourge. And the winner is UCM, and they'll be moving first. Okay, turn 1, there we go, activation 1, Condor dropship, takes the objectives off the table, and the infantry take a pot shot at these walkers and manage to destroy one of them.
Okay, so it's turn 4 and the first activation for the Scourge. So what I did is I fired my Annihilator, and I used the big template and put it over these guys over here, but unfortunately I didn't hit, so that's that done. And also I moved the minor swarms up a little bit as well, so they're using their line of sight for the bombard. Okay, so moving over back over to the UCM now.
Okay, the armoured battle group moves up, took a pot shot with the Rapiers against the aircraft that was there. It's now been destroyed, and the Sabres have managed to take out one more of his armoured walkers. And that's the end of the activation 2 for the UCM. Okay, activation 2, the armoured battle group moved up to here. Just over there was the large Scourge transport. The AA took that out, and the Sabres managed to take out one of the walkers. He's the dead.
Okay, this activation, what I did is I spun my battle tanks around, and they took some pot shots into this building here. And they did 5 damage to the building, and 3 lots of falling masonry dropped and would have killed the Praetorians. However, because they've got saved, only one of them actually got killed. And the AA here, it all fired into this tank and didn't scratch it. So that's the end of my activation.
Okay, the Praetorians inside the building went looking for the objective, and both units failed. So that was the end of a rather boring turn for the UCM. Hopefully you can kill stuff in a minute.
Okay, so this activation, what I did is I turned around my anti-air walkers and they pummeled this building. They did 4 damage to the building, however only actually killing one of the Praetorians because their tricksy little dodging skills got them out of trouble there. And over here, this walker here took a shot over into this battle group over here and destroyed one of the AA tanks.
Okay, final activation for the UCM. The command group fired on the final walker that finally walked into view and got destroyed, and the interceptor came on over here and took a pot shot, scored a point against the Scourge bombard, and then flew off the board. End of turn 4. Right, turn 5, initiative roll.
Cool.
And UCM have won it, so they will be going first. Okay, armoured battle groups moves up and has taken a pot shot over here at the AA and the Mindless Swarm, which are hiding just behind the building there, and have taken out two Swarm and 1 anti-air tank. Over to the Scourge.
Okay, so quite an eventful turn this turn. What happened is I turned all my battle groups around here that were the tank battle group, and they've all pummeled this building here and they've flattened it, killing all these Praetorian units here. So they're dead now, and they also had the objective, so that's been destroyed too. So let's see what happens next.
Okay, second activation, and the Sabre moved up, took a pot shot at the Scourge tank and failed to dent its armour. Over to Scourge.
Okay, so what I did is I fired my bombard from the Annihilator and it shot over to here and it took out 3 of the UCM tanks, and that was the end of my go. So it goes into UCM till the end of their activations because I've run out of activations for this turn.
The Interceptor took out the Harbinger finally, so he's now gone, and with the objective here, the other one being destroyed, and with the UCM removing their objective, the Scourge player has conceded defeat.
So good game, guys. Nice one.
Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot.
Ooh. So here we are. We've finished our game in the RAF control tower, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed it. The setting in particular is just amazing, and I've had a real good time with my opponents. So how do you think the game went, guys?
I think it went well from the start. We started off with more infantry, which definitely throughout the game gave us a good advantage, and overall it was a fun game.
Okay, Andy, so how do you think your side went?
I was a little bit low on infantry, but the thing is, because I've got so many new cool models for the Scourge, I just really wanted to try them out because the Annihilator is just like so cool model, and you know, the Harbingers and all the rest of it. But I think what I've learned from this game is I need to get more battle groups in because I only actually had 4 activations per turn. And because you guys were having 6, you were just outflanking me and, you know, manoeuvring and getting all the good stuff you get from the extra activations you were getting. But brilliant game, really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to playing Dead Zone with you guys soon, so you can teach me how that all works and bring it on.
Yeah, looking forward to it, mate. So hopefully we'll have another one winging our way to you soon.